Traded it all.
Welcome back, everyone. My next guest has also been on with me once before. I have with me Dr. Craig Goddard, and he's the owner of Goddard Chiropractic. Welcome back to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do. This time we get to do it a little bit longer, so listen up, everyone. This is pretty interesting. Go ahead.
Thanks for having me on. People out there, please drive safe. I was driving into the station here, and I noticed everybody was a little rushed.
Yeah, a little rush and getting in accidents, and then they hurt themselves.
I'm from Arizona. I was born in Arizona, and then grew up in California. I have lots of experience with labs, microbiology. That's what I graduated in, is microbiology. And then I went on, I played some sports in college. I went on a mission, church mission for a while. Then I went off to, as I worked in the lab for about 5 years, and then I went off to school in Palmer in the Bay Area. After I graduated from there, I started teaching at ASU for a little while. I did that for 5 years while I was starting practice up, and then started practice.
Now, but what makes you special? You specialize in an area. Go ahead.
All right, so my microbiology background, what I look at is how things are cellularly with the body, how the body is made. I taught embryology and genetics, and so I kind of look at that when I'm looking at what's going on with a person. I was a physical trainer for a little while, so I also look at the athletic side of things. I think when I sit down with somebody, I'm going to look at, okay, how are you doing physically? How's your body working? How does it move? And then I'm going to look at, if you have blood chemistries, and then I'm going to look at how you're working inside, your chemicals. And then I'm going to give you some homework to do. I'm going to give you some home exercises, just lots of different things that we can do.
So what makes your background important to help your practice?
Well, the 5 years of microbiology, when I'm looking at a lab, I'm looking at it instead of just clinical reference norms. I'm looking at what would make your life optimum. How would you run optimally? I'm looking at range of motion. I'm not looking at just getting you out of pain. I'm getting you into a better lifestyle.
Okay.
How to exercise that let you be pain-free, and helping you out that way.
Now, okay, first of all, the last time we were on, we gave away something. We're going to do the same thing this time, but we're going to open up the lines to the audience. You get entered in to win your first-time exam. It's a 1-hour evaluation. That's a $250 value, free to you. He does do free 15-minute consultations. He's located in Mesa. You could check him out at Goddard, and it's Goddard, chiropractic.com. It's Dr. Craig. Which one is the one to do?
Yeah, Dr. Craig Goddard.
So it's Dr. Dr. Craig Goddard, Goddard.com. And we're going to open up the lines to the audience here for everyone to call in and get entered in to win. It's a 1-hour free evaluation. It's a $250 value, free to you. 602-277-5369. And toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. In the practice, what kind of conditions do you treat?
I've seen everything from just the neck pain, low back pain. I've treated shoulders, elbows, wrists, feet, knees, all these injuries. I've got a pickleball tournament coming up in the end of the month here, and I'm going to go out and hang out with the pickleball players and treat everything that they come across.
I'm sure.
I've done things with colicky babies and pregnancy, mothers getting ready for delivery. I've taken care of just lots and lots of different issues.
How do you treat those types of conditions?
One is that now I've got a family. I've got 7 kids. I actually adjusted all those kids, took care of all of them.
God bless you.
Just my wife with every time that she went in to deliver, and we've just had a really good time as being a chiropractic family. Mm-hmm. And so I'm a gentle adjuster. I adjust real gently. I use some instrument adjustment. Sometimes I use low-level laser in my practice. I use nutrition in my practice. I use supplemental nutrition for that. I also use home exercises in the clinic. I'll do KT taping, I do just a wide variety of things. It's not just a standard stack them and crack them chiropractic office where you're...
That's important because a lot of people think that about them. That's what makes you different.
Yeah, we have people that come in that they say straight up, I don't want to be adjusted on my neck. My neck has been adjusted before. It hurts really bad. I don't want that. That's okay. We can use a little instrument adjustment, a little impulse instrument. We can use laser on that, and we get great results.
Now, again, you're located in Mesa. The phone number to call you is 480-844-7900. He does free 15-minute consultations. We've got everybody entered in to win. Our lines are open here to get a first-time 1-hour evaluation. That's a $250 value, free to you. Call here at 602-277-5369 and toll free. It's 1-866-536-1100. You could check him out. It's Dr. Dr. Craig Goddard, Goddard.com. Today you said you wanted to talk a little bit about arthritis, and I wanted to bring that up right away because so many people suffer from it. Go ahead.
So arthritis, let's talk about the word itself. Arthro means joint in Latin, and itis means inflammation. So when somebody says to you, I've got arthritis, or the doctor says, you have arthritis, well, you can go exercise and you get swelling of the joint. So it's not really
Everybody hates when they say we have arthritis.
Yeah, you have arthritis.
It's like, don't say that to me. Go ahead.
Degenerative joint disease is a term that they'll use. Osteoarthritis is a term that they'll use. These things are where the joints are wearing out. If they're saying something like rheumatoid arthritis, psoriatic arthritis, these are autoimmune diseases. It's a little bit different. But degenerative joint disease and osteoarthritis, you have to ask, why are you getting that? Why are you getting the arthritis? What's happening on all the cases I've seen is there's restriction to circulation to the joint. As a joint, something's happened to the joint, you've got an injury or something at one point in time, and the blood flow to that joint and out of the joint has been restricted. Because it gets restricted, then the cells start to die. When the cells start dying, they start dumping all the stuff that they have out there. One is calcium. Calcium starts binding to the tissues around there, your connective tissues, things like your ligaments and tendons. And so when we see on an x-ray, we might see some little spurring, it's called. And that's the calcium buildup in the tendon, and that's the calcium buildup along the muscles and that. And that leads to restrictive joint movement. Just it doesn't move too well, your circulation is down. And so that arthritis, what happens, you've lost the joint space, you don't get the nutrients into the joint, the cells that are there to make the joint healthy again are being starved, they're not getting stuff to make them do their job. As they starve, your cell walls, they thin, they narrow out, the joint space narrows down. So those are the things we see on x-ray. But that is all symptoms. What we like to do in chiropractic is always approach the cause. And so we're saying, okay, the circulation has been restricted. How do we get that back? That's why we use little techniques like using low-level laser in order to hit those calcium spots and break those calcium adhesions up. That's why we like to use range of motion exercises and adjustments in order to restore function on that.
So let's say someone's been dealing with arthritic pain, if that's a word, arthritic, for a long time.
Yes.
Okay. Is there hope for them?
Very much so. Very much so. If you beat yourself up enough, there's you get to a point where you don't reprocess things and you don't repair things. That's basically when you have one foot in the grave. Up until that point, your body is constantly trying to repair things and work things through. It's amazing the way the body is made, because say, for example, if you were metal and you were a robot, you'd eventually wear out. Everything would wear out. You actually go through little tiny micro tears, micro breaks, micro damage, but you have cells that go and repair all those things. As long as it has the nutrients coming to it, you're going to be okay.
Well, nobody wants to feel badly, and there's so many people out there that are suffering. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, I want to talk further. Again, you could check him out on his website. It's Dr. Dr. Craig Goddard.com. It's Goddard. His phone number to call, he does free 15-minute segments. Free 15-minute consultations. It's 480-844-7900. Call in here, get entered in to win a 1-hour evaluation. It's a $250 $250 value free to you. 602-277-5369. You want to...
Traded it all.
We're talking with Dr. Craig Goddard, and our lines are open here for people to call in and get a 1-hour exam, which is an evaluation. It's obviously very extensive. It's a $250 value free to you or anyone you know. He also does free consultations. You can check him out on his website. It's Craig Goddard, Goddard.com. And our lines are open here for everyone to get entered in to win this. Our number here is 602-277-5369. And toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Where does the pain come from, with arthritis?
It's the swelling and inflammation that happens around the joint. Anytime anything's stretched, you're going to feel pain. In fact, that's really what pain is. It's a stretch signal. You can test that out. You can put your hand down on the table. You can start pulling your fingers back. You feel pain.
Yeah, obviously.
So any tissue that is getting stretched, it's going to send a pain signal to you. Because the circulation in the joint is reduced quite a bit, you start puffing up. The joint starts puffing up around it. It's now the tendon and the ligaments and the skin around the area starts to get stretched, and you get those pain signals.
Now, a lot of people suffer from arthritis, but from all over. Can you treat any part of the body?
Yeah, we work on hands, we work on fingers, toes, whatever, elbows, neck.
So it doesn't really matter.
No.
So in other words, sometimes people will come in where they're, and I don't know if this is a different type of arthritis or not, where their hands are literally practically twisted.
Yeah, sometimes that is from repetitive use, repetitive injury. A lot of times you'll see psoriatic arthritis or rheumatoid arthritis, autoimmune disease that affects the hands first. That we have to address nutritionally also. We have to address with different means than just manipulation and a laser and that.
So you bring up nutrition.
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to talk about what you have said. You have supplements. How do you work with a patient who nutritionally you're working with them that way?
All right. So a lot of times we like to look at what their blood labs say. If they've had blood labs done in another office or whatever, we would like to see that. We walk right through the blood lab with them. We show them the deficiencies and where they can help themselves better. And then we suggest certain nutritionals that they'll use. Now, I'll use doctor-grade nutritionals. So these are nutritionals that you can't buy in the retail store because they are quality controlled. They run through a rigorous check and balance in their factories and their manufacturing facilities. I've tested them out. They're quality products. I'll use a number of different ones that I go out and research and find out what works best. Mm-hmm. So, like, for example, I looked around and I found a vitamin B that was a better absorbable vitamin B. So naturally I bought that. I brought that into the office. Those patients that depend on that, I have that for them.
What other things do you have that might be different?
Well, for my family, I have about 5 things in the cupboard that I use. There's something that makes your white blood cells work better, and so I have a product like that in there. I've got another product that is a really good, strong astringent, and it makes the bacteria and that really not want to be in your body. Mm-hmm. I've got another one, something as simple as colloidal silver. This helps defeat the ability for the bacteria and the viruses to attach to your cells. We'll use another product that helps with some kind of a parasitic infection. It's surprising how many people actually have a parasitic infection that's affecting their gut, affecting how they absorb, affecting lots of different parts of their body.
So pain comes not just from, obviously, or I should say you could have pain and get rid of it just because you might be deficient in certain areas.
Yes. Yeah, you can nutritionally deficient. There's a lot of people in America that's nutritionally deficient. They're just not absorbing what they should. They might be allergic to certain things like gluten, corn products, lactose. They might have just allergies to a lot of different things, and it will really destroy their gut and
we have our lines open here for everyone to get entered into win a 1-hour free evaluation. This is a $250 value free to you or someone that you know that might be suffering from this or any other kind of pain, obviously. He does free 15-minute consultations. You can call him direct. His phone number is 480-844-7900, and And the website, again, is Craig Goddard, Goddard.com. And you can call in here at 602-277-5369 or toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. What can they expect when they come in, and especially for the evaluation? Tell them what they can expect from that.
Well, I would really like them to bring in any kind of lab or pictures that they've had taken, x-rays, MRIs, lab work. I'd like to sit down. What they're going to have to fill out a little bit of paperwork just so that I get an idea of what's going on with them. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to talk to them easy 15 minutes, going over their information, and then we'll delve in deeper. After that, I'm going to walk them through a couple little exercises to see how their body moves. I'm going to see how their joints move. They'll sit down and they'll just do some range of motion. We'll lay them face down. We'll do a little palpation of their spine, see what everything feels like, which muscles are pulling, where, and how. And then we'll do some muscle testing too. When they turn over on their back, we're going to challenge them a little bit, see how the nervous system controls their body. Then we sit up and we do everything again when they're sitting up to see how they move when they're sitting up, how they hold their posture. And so it's just a very comprehensive exam that we do with individuals.
How important is it for people to keep an upkeep of going to a chiropractor?
It is all dependent on what they're doing with their body. Myself, I move a lot of people around. I get checked once a month, easy, if not once every other week. We had professional athletes using our services twice a week because they wanted to play really good. They wanted to perform really well. They put their body through a lot. If you're a truck driver, you're putting your body through a lot. If you're a housewife, you're really putting yourself through a whole lot. Mm-hmm. So it's just a matter of how good you want to feel.
When you have muscle fatigue, okay, mm-hmm. and you're hurting all over, and they talk a lot about fibromyalgia and things like that. Can you help people with that too? Yeah,
fibromyalgia is an interesting case because usually what's happening is that the muscle is being subtracted from this stuff called adenine triphosphate, which is a little energy packet that you have that your body makes. Because of that, your muscle goes into contraction and stays in contraction, and then circulation slows down, and you start swelling up, and you get that stretch pain again. So a lot of times we have to do something like a vibratory massage to move blood around a little bit. We do mild adjustments. Sometimes we really have to look at your diet, your nutrition, what you're putting into your body. We might have to modify that a little bit. We might have to identify any kind of allergies that you may have. We might have to subtract some things from you in order to get you in a better place.
Well, there's certainly a lot of different reasons, and there's so many people in pain, so many people who have had sports injuries mm-hmm. as well, which you also used to be a sports guy yourself, and so you specialize in also that area as well?
One benefit with me, I have put myself through a lot. I've got plenty of injuries, and I do have a compassion for those injuries. I have an understanding of why you get those injuries and things to repair those injuries. I've tried lots of things. Some things have been unsuccessful. Some procedures are really successful, and I'm going to give you that firsthand knowledge.
Again, we've got our lines open here. We're going to keep the lines open for the rest of the show for everybody to keep on calling in here. You're getting a 1-hour evaluation. It's a $250 value, free to you or someone that you know that might be suffering. Our number here, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Check him out. It's Dr. Craig Goddard, Goddard.com. He does a free 15-minute consultation, so you can also call him direct, and that number is 480-844-7900. So basically, what would be your final words for today for people who are suffering right now? They're on the road, they're driving, their backs are killing them. Tell them what to do.
Relax.
That's easy for you to say, Doc.
Nutrition, very important for somebody. Nervous system, very important to keep that in line so that their body does what they're supposed to do. You don't have to live with pain. There are people out there that are willing to help you. Talk to your best friend. Get referrals from your best friend of who they use to help them out with the pain. Relax. docs would be happy.
You know what? It's all about this, though. When you are in pain, there's nothing. It's the worst, and I never really suffered like that. But I do know a lot of people who do, and it's awful. And if you're in pain, he said there's no reason for you to be in pain. He can help you out. He does a free. Well, right now what we're doing is we're going to enter everybody into win this 1 hour evaluation. That's a $250 value, free to you or anyone you know, especially if someone's dealing with some arthritis or fibromyalgia or some of these things. He does some things that are different than these other doctors. You can check him out. It's Dr. Craig Goddard, Goddard. Sorry about that. Goddard. And again, our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Call in here, get entered in to win this. Call him direct. He does a free 15-minute consultation at 480-844-7900.